How do you warm up your voice for singing? Great question. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome back to Singing Tips with LJD Studios, the space where we take difficult singing concepts and break them down so you can actually understand and implement them for better singing. I'm Laura, and today we're keeping it simple. I'm going to show you my favorite way to warm up your voice for singing. As always, before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you haven't already, download my free guide, The 3-Tiered Approach to Becoming a Better Singer, linked in the description. Additionally, if you would like some direct feedback on your singing from yours truly, but are not up for the cost or commitment of private lessons, check out my membership option, also linked in the description. All right, so what's the best way to warm up your voice for singing? To me, any good vocal warm-up has 4 components. The first one is to warm up your mind. The second one is to warm up your body. The third one is to warm up your voice. And then the fourth one is to get into the nitty-gritty of skills. So let's talk about warming up your mind first. That really just means making sure you are in a good headspace to practice. When you are singing, when you're practicing singing, it's not just this mindless activity. I mean, you can do that, that's fine. But if you're trying to improve, you want to be paying attention to what you're doing. You want to be aware of what you're experiencing in your body. And if your mind is checked out, it's not going to be a productive practice session. So the first thing I always like to do is just check in with yourself. Where are you at mentally? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling emotionally? And then notice what are you feeling in your body? And we want to just start to build up this mind-body connection. So maybe you do some kind of body scan, right? Just kind of check in with different parts of your body. What do I feel in my shoulders? What do I feel in my hands? What do I feel in my stomach? What do I feel in my legs? What do I feel in my feet, right? It doesn't matter. Just kind of go through your body and check in, right? That's going to bring the brain and the body together. So that is step 1. Get your mind in the right place. Step 2, warm up your body. Don't skip this step, you guys. Your body is literally your instrument as a singer. It's not just this here, okay? So make sure you do something to kind of get your body feeling open. I love any general stretching, but I think most importantly, we want to focus on opening up the space between your hips and your armpits so that the rib cage really opens up. So if you want to do some kind of side body stretching, right, that's great. Anything that kind of brings your arms up and overhead. You could also do some forward folds. If you're a yoga practitioner, basically any yoga pose is going to be great. So just think about ways that you can sort of move your body and open it up, particularly the space of the rib cage, again, between the armpits and the hips. It's also wonderful if you can open up your hips and your legs a little bit, particularly your inner thighs. So you could do a straddle stretch. If you're a yoga practitioner, some pigeon pose, some figure 4. Fun fact, your hips and your jaw are very related. So opening up the hips is going to help release some tension in the jaw. Also, your pelvic floor and your inner thighs are very related. So kind of stretching out through the inner thigh groin area is going to help release the pelvic floor, which is also going to help open up some space up here as well. So don't neglect this step. Make sure you get your body feeling warm and open. Love yoga for that, but any general stretching should do, or even just dance around, but warm up your body in the same way that you would if you were going to go out for a run or lift some weights, right? Singing is athletic, so make sure you warm up your body and not just your voice. Okay, so it's not till step 3 that we actually warm up our voice, and the way we're going to do this is not by singing any actual pitches. It's just going to be making some noise, because as soon as you start singing pitches, there's all this fear about am I doing it right? Does it sound good? And we don't want that getting in the way of just getting our voice warmed up. So just make some noise. Go high, go low. One thing I really like to do a lot is something I call humming and chewing. So I imagine I've got a big old glob of peanut butter in my mouth and I go, mmm. And then I take that up higher and I go, mmm. Then I take that down low, mmm. So I'm moving all of this, right? I'm getting this part of my voice warmed up. The articulators are a big part of that, your tongue, your jaw. So I'm getting that all loose and warmed up, and I'm starting to warm up the vocal cords by moving high and moving low by just making some sound. Okay? From there, if you know how to do lip trills, love a lip trill. But again, I'm not going to do it on any specific pitch. I'm just going to kind of siren the lip trill. Just play around, move around. We're not worried about sounding good. We're just getting the voice warmed up. That's sort of the point of all this. My favorite one looks super weird, but I really like this one a lot. Think like almost like if you were gonna be like make like a turkey sound of like I don't know if it's turkey sound. I don't know what that is, you guys, but it's like a really fast L. I love that one. And then go low, go high, go. If you've got any kind of like tongue tension, with which most of us do, that's a really great one for sort of loosening that up. So again, in all of this, I am not singing yet. I am just making noise. You can just do a basic siren of like, ooh. It's another great way to do it, okay? After you've done that, then you can dive into whatever your favorite vocal exercises are, which is step 4, kind of skill building, right? So when we're going through any sort of vocal exercise, usually there's some point of focus, right? So maybe you're just humming of, but even as I'm doing that, I'm kind of thinking about keeping a relaxed jaw, and I'm sort of thinking about the sound resonating here, right? There is a point of focus. So there are 9 million videos on different vocal exercises you can do. So to me, it doesn't really matter like what the exercise is. It sort of matters like what your point of focus is, right? And all of these things, when they have a point of focus, are skill building. So step 4 is your skill building exercises. The last question I often get is like, how long should I do all of this for? Step 1 of getting your mind right, and step 2 of opening your body, as long as you want. I'd say bare minimum 2 to 3 minutes for your mind and your body warm-ups, minimum. But if you want to do 20 minutes, you want to do half an hour, great, that's fine. And even with some of these sirens, again, that's like 30 seconds, couple minutes maybe. You can't super overdo it, but at some point you're going to get bored, right? So it's like a couple minutes on the sirens. It's the skill building section, right? That it's like, how long should I do that part for before I move on to my song? The answer is it depends. It depends on your vocal endurance and what your goal is for the day. So how long are you going to practice for on the whole, right? For me, 45 minutes is good. Much longer than that, I do get a little bit tired. It's not to say I can't sing a 3-hour opera. I've sung a 3-hour opera many times, right? But a good practice session for me, 45 minutes. That's kind of the sweet spot. Maybe it's an hour for you. Maybe it's 30 minutes for you. Decide what your amount of time is. Kind of get to know your voice. Like, when do I tire out? Make sure you stop as you start to feel tired, right? So decide that first. And then decide, okay, I'm going to practice for 45 minutes. What is my goal? My goal today is to get the chorus of this one song going. How long do I think I want to spend on that? Maybe 20 minutes. Okay, so now I know I'm going to do 25 minutes of warming up and skill building exercises, and then 20 minutes of working on this chorus, right? You also have to know, like, what does it take for me to be warmed up enough to sing the thing that I want to sing? Some people it takes 5 minutes, some people it takes 20. So that is sort of a guess and check, trial and error thing. It's unique to each individual. I personally don't need a whole lot of time to warm up. Like I said, I also like a shorter practice session. 45 minutes is good for me. So I'm probably only going to do skill building exercises for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'm on to the song that I want to work on because I want to maximize that amount of time. Now, you could spend your whole practice session doing skill building, so that's great, right? But if you, assuming you're wanting to work on a song, you really just have to decide, again, what is your goal and what does your voice need in order to feel like you can sing that particular section of the song. Don't tire yourself out. More is not more, right? You just want to feel like ready, not like you've peaked before you've even got to that. Okay, I think I'm belaboring the point, so I hope that answers all of your questions on how I think you should warm up your voice for singing. Good luck. Happy singing.